Hello and welcome back, and in this video we're going to be completing our data source and also our delegates. So let's go ahead and get started. So for the data source, right now we are returning a generic table view cell. So let's go ahead and change that, and we want to first reach out to our index path, and we want to identify what kind of section it is displaying, and if the section is 0th index or the first section that's being displayed, we want to basically take the table view dot call DQ reusable cell with identifier for index path. Okay, so the identifier is summary cell and the index path is the index path that's been passed in, and we want to cast this as summary table view cell. So if we can cast the current DQ'd cell as a summary table view cell, then proceed. Otherwise, just return a UI table view cell. Okay, so what we are trying to do is we are trying to basically extract the first the reusable cell, and we are saying, like, if the reusable cell is of type summary table view, because 0th index should represent that cell, and if it is that, then we need to actually cast it and put it inside a cell so we can actually set the properties. If not, if there's something else that we don't recognize, we want to actually return it as a UI table view cell. This is the safest way to basically DQ your reusable cell. Okay, now once we have passed this guard statement, we're going to first get the task summary, and task summary is going to be returned by get tasks by type. Okay, and if you remember, this function basically returns a tuple for completed and incompleted count. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to configure our cell. So cell dot configure, and our configure option takes completed and incomplete descriptions. So we want to say task summary dot completed, and this returns an basically an integer, and we want to change it basically to a string by calling its description, which is similar to toString in many other languages, essentially converting that into a string type. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for task summary dot incomplete, and we're gonna get its description and basically configure our cell that way. Now we have our cell ready, so we're gonna return that cell, and now we are good to go for the section 0. But we have created a conditional statement, meaning all conditions needs to be passed in or needs to be satisfied in order for this function to work properly. That's why this error that you're getting, because we are missing some return statements. So if we are past section 0, meaning other sections, which in this case we only have 2, so the section is going to be 1, we don't have to check anything. We simply gonna put our guard statement similar to the one that we created earlier for DQing cell, but this time around we want to DQ a to do cell. So simply table view dot DQ cell with identifier for, so identifier is to do cell, for index path as to do table view cell. And if we can't cast that, or if we can't basically get this kind of table view cell casted into a to do table view cell, then we're going to return something generic. But if we passed that point where we have a cell casted and created the object created as to do table view cell, then we want to first create a task, and we want to get that task from the task by index path dot row. Essentially what this does is index path dot row gives us the identifier, that the current cell that's been shown up, and that is basically the index, because we have that many rows, as the index of the item that we want to fetch. So we're going to fetch that task form from the view model and simply store it or cache it inside this let task variable or constant, and we're going to call our configure with function on the cell and pass this task. Okay, now once our cell is configured, we are simply going to return the cell, and now we have everything that we need in order for us to display all the types of cells. So let's go ahead and start, basically build and run. And if you notice, we have added two tasks so far that we added when we created this add new, and those two tasks are being fetched properly. Now at this point we cannot interact with these cells because we haven't put that logic in place yet, but that's going to be the next item that we're going to do. Basically we're going to complete our delegate, which has nothing at this point, and we're going to put basically all the logic that can handle the swipe. It can mark the item complete. It can basically help us commit or delete basically the changes. You call a commit, which is the editing style on the table views editing style, and we'll actually mark a row deleted, so a row can be deleted and a task can be deleted from core data. So all that functionality is going to go inside the table view delegate, and that's the topic for next video. Okay, I'll see you guys there. Thank you.